Did Angelina Jolie break up your marriage?
No.
Everyone says she's a homewrecker.
It's a good story.
Did you know that one of Hollywood's most iconic couples, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, still captures our hearts even years after their split? Now, at 60, Brad is finally breaking his silence about their legendary romance, igniting curiosity and nostalgia among fans. What truths will he unveil about their love story that once mesmerized the world? Prepare for revelations that might just reshape our understanding of their enduring connection, the ultimate Hollywood power couple. Back in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Brad Pitt was quite the heartthrob, and his love life was buzzing with activity. He had a few brief romances with co-stars, starting with Robin Givens, who he starred with in Head of the Class. Then there was Jill Schoelen from Cutting Class. But one of the most talked about relationships was with Juliette Lewis, who he met while filming Too Young to Die in California. At the time, Pitt was 27 and Lewis was just 17, which definitely caught the media's attention. However, things really heated up when he began dating Gwyneth Paltrow, his co-star from the thriller Seven. They crossed paths in 1994 while working on that iconic film where Paltrow played Pitt's on-screen wife. Their chemistry was electric. In a 1997 chat with Rolling Stone, Pitt reminisced about their first encounter, saying, "I knew immediately. I got within 10 feet of her and I turned into a goof. I couldn't even talk." It's cute how he just couldn't help himself. Paltrow, on the other hand, didn't quite get how strong his feelings were at first. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, she admitted that she knew he liked her but didn't realize just how deeply he felt. Before long, Paltrow was head over heels for Pitt, and their whirlwind romance had everyone talking. They made their relationship public in April 1995 during an after-party for the UK premiere of Legends of the Fall. Fast forward a couple of years, and Pitt popped the question while filming 7 Years in Tibet in Argentina. Paltrow was right there with him for the entire month-long shoot, and when they got back, he had a ring ready for her. Pitt later described the proposal as one of the greatest moments of his life during an interview with Entertainment Tonight. After getting engaged, Pitt introduced Paltrow to his family back in Missouri. Instead of throwing a big fancy bash, they celebrated with a laid-back dinner at Red Lobster, which was a nod to Pitt's humble beginnings. Everything about their engagement felt like a fairy tale, and Pitt couldn't wait to walk down the aisle. In another interview with Rolling Stone, he gushed, "I can't wait. Walk down the aisle, wear the ring, and kiss the bride. It's going to be incredible. Marriage is such a wonderful thing. What a compliment. To say, you're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I'm only going to do it once." Funny enough, despite his vow to marry just once, Pitt ended up tying the knot twice. And rumor has it that there might be a third wedding in his future, with Jennifer Aniston potentially back in the picture. Life is never dull in Hollywood, right? Jennifer Aniston's early relationships before Brad Pitt. Beginning with her first public affair with actor Charlie Schlatter, Jennifer Aniston's trip through love has been full with memorable romances. They connected briefly but intensely while filming the TV production of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, in which she portrayed Charlie's older sister. For Aniston, one of the most important relationships was with Daniel McDonald, whom she referred to as her first love in a 2015 New York Times interview. Together for 5 years, she remembered, "He could have been the one, but I was 25 and made some dumb decisions." Sadly, Daniel battled brain cancer at barely 46 and died in February 2007. Jennifer briefly dated Counting Crows vocalist Adam Duritz in 1995. They got together in the Viper Room, but their relationship was fleeting. Fascinatingly, Adam later dated Courtney Cox, a close friend and co-star for Jennifer. Aniston started seeing actor Tate Donovan that same year, first known via mutual friends. Their connection remained quiet until friends cast Donovan as her love interest. Those amorous times were really difficult by then since they were already on the verge of separating. Later on, Donovan said, "It was hard because we were breaking up while filming scenes where our characters were falling for each other." Aniston negotiated her relationship with Donovan, while Brad Pitt was negotiating the termination of his own engagement to Gwyneth Paltrow. Although their breakup happened barely 6 months following their engagement, there was no resentment. Later on, Gwyneth wed Chris Martin of Coldplay, while Brad was quickly captivated to Jennifer. First meeting under their managers in the middle of the 1990s, Brad and Jennifer were both engaged with others. But their relationship grew right away once they were both single. In an interview with Diane Sawyer, Aniston said of their first encounter, "Effortless and fun." Though they had great chemistry, they first kept their relationship secret and made their public debut at the 1999 Emmy Awards, generating media frenzy. A few months later, at a Sting concert at Beacon Theater in New York City, Aniston displayed her breathtaking engagement ring, a diamond and platinum piece created by Italian jeweler Silvia Damiani, with Pitt apparently spending 7 months honing the design. Attended by 200 close friends and family, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston sealed the wedding in a stunning ceremony in Malibu on July 29. Pitt humbly promised to compromise on thermostat settings, while Aniston's vows were lighthearted, pledging to always mix up Pitt's favorite banana milkshake. They created still more splash the next year at the 2000 Emmy Awards as a married pair. Pitt guest starred in the Thanksgiving episode The One with the Rumor during the 8th season of Friends, which stands among the most unforgettable events from their time together. He portrayed Rachel Green, an Aniston's character's former friend from high school, adding a funny twist to the plot. When she thought back on this encounter, Aniston said, "Mr. Pitt was wonderful." She considered it as one of her favorite episodes on the program. 2002 saw the duo co-found Plan B Entertainment with producer Brad Gray, elevating their partnership. Their production company became well-known very fast and worked on some noteworthy projects. Considered Hollywood's golden pair, they were praised for their brilliance and grounded approach. Still, flaws started to surface even with their apparently ideal life. The media buzz was unrelenting as fans eagerly expected their next chapter, beginning a family. Pitt had even more grandiose ideas, aiming for 7, while Aniston revealed in interviews that she envisioned having 2 or 3 children. She expressed her enthusiasm about perhaps slowing down to concentrate on family and felt that motherhood could be balanced with her job. Pitt and Aniston seemed to have reached a comfortable rhythm by 2003, but Aniston freely admitted the reality of marriage in a February interview with W magazine, saying, "I like achieving something through conversations." She discussed their differences and underlined the value of communication versus yelling. From her honest point of view, their connection was still developing even if it was really good. But Aniston was photographed without her diamond-studded wedding band as their marriage became difficult, sparking suspicions of strife. 2005, the pair announced their divorce on January 7th, shocking Hollywood. Their joint statement clarified that their breakup had nothing to do with scandal or infidelity, therefore stifling the expected press frenzy. Rumors had whirled in the weeks before their announcement, but the pair tried to savor a last holiday together in Anguilla with co-star Courtney Cox and husband David Arquette. Before the official split was disclosed, this journey proved to be their last one at reconciliation. The media frenzy was unrelenting even if they tried to manage the split quietly. Not long after, paparazzi pictures of Brad and Angelina Jolie on vacation together appeared, sparking even more conjecture and news coverage all around. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's fairy tale romance had come to an abrupt conclusion, therefore defining a major chapter in both of their life, the divorce. For some who had considered Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt as the perfect Hollywood couple, their split really signaled the end of a decade. 2 months after their public announcement of their split, Aniston filed for divorce in Los Angeles Superior Court, citing irreconcilable differences. She then asked to drop Pitt from her name, going back to Jennifer Aniston, the name we all knew and loved. The media frenzy only got more intense as their divorce progressed, particularly as suspicions of Pitt's developing relationship with co-star Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Angelina Jolie, surfaced. Pitt and Jolie first stated there was nothing romantic happening during filming, But then things started to fall apart just 1 month after Aniston asked for divorce. Photographs showing Pitt and Jolie tanning on a Kenyan beach, having a great time with Jolie's 3-year-old son, Maddox, brought the reality crashing down in April 2005. Those pictures presented a different picture than the pair had been presenting, that their love story started just after Aniston and Pitt had split ways, like a right out of a film plot twist. Days later, Jolie made news once more when she adopted a 6-month-old Ethiopian baby girl called Zahara, with Pitt close at her side. By July, the two were obviously in a new phase of their life together. They also posed for a W magazine article called Domestic Bliss, complete with family-style images that gave the impression of their settling into this perfect new environment. Aniston was trying her best to remain calm within the whirl of gossip and conjecture in meantime. She put great effort to persuade the public that Pitt's connection with Jolie had nothing to do with their separation, emphasizing their commitment to remain loving friends traveling different paths. She and Pitt said their distance sprang from careful contemplation rather than any adultery. The public could not turn away nevertheless, even if they tried to shape the story. Aniston and Pitt's 7-year marriage came officially to an end after their divorce was finalized by October 2005. Pitt assumed sole ownership of Plan B Entertainment, their production company, as part of the settlement following the departure of their business partner, Brad Gray, to head Paramount Pictures. And just like that, their emotional and professional links were severed, effectively ending what had once been among Hollywood's most cherished relationships. A painful chapter and Aniston's journey through healing. Not long after Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt finalized their divorce, Angelina Jolie dropped a bombshell. She was pregnant with Pitt's child. This revelation made their earlier denials about falling in love during the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith even more controversial, especially since Pitt was still married to Aniston at the time. Jolie had just wrapped up her marriage to Billy Bob Thornton, adding another layer of complexity to an already tangled situation. For many, this affair confirmed long-held suspicions and added a painful chapter to the public's perception of Aniston and Pitt's relationship. Now, both Aniston and Pitt are finally stepping forward to share their sides of the story. In a candid interview with Vanity Fair, Aniston opened up about the gut-wrenching process of mourning her marriage. She talked about the relentless media scrutiny and the never-ending headlines surrounding Pitt and Jolie, revealing how all of that amplified her grief. There are many stages of grief, Aniston shared. It's sad when something comes to an end. It cracks you open in a way, makes you feel everything. Trying to avoid the pain only creates greater pain. I'm just a human being, having a human experience in front of the world. I wish it weren't in front of the world. I try really hard to rise above it. One particularly tough moment for her came when photos surfaced of Pitt and Jolie vacationing in Kenya. Although she didn't explicitly label it as one of the hardest times, the hurt in her voice was unmistakable. But through it all, Aniston was determined to heal and move forward. She made it clear she didn't want her life to be defined by the divorce. "I would much rather everyone move on," she asserted. "I am not defined by this relationship. I am not defined by the part the media is making me play in the triangle. It's maddening to me." But what about Brad? Was it as painful for him, finding solace in another woman's arms? 2 years after their public split, Pitt opened up in an interview with V magazine, revealing that even though his marriage to Aniston had ended, they remained close. He emphasized that their shared history wasn't something that could just be wiped away. "We have a lot of life together that isn't erased in any way," he said, hinting at the enduring significance of their bond. Reflecting on the breakup, Pitt suggested that their separation wasn't something to be approached like a business deal. "It wasn't a business, so it isn't something you can manage," he explained. His words carried a sense of acceptance, as if he had come to terms with the emotional toll of their divorce. He added a philosophical twist, saying, No one knows how many days we have left on Earth, but you need your life to be everything it needs to be." This indicated he was focused on living in the present, having moved past the pain of their split. While Pitt's comments felt calm and reflective, Aniston's journey post-divorce took a different turn. She sought comfort in therapy, which became a crucial part of her healing process. Therapy helped her grow stronger and foster hope for the future. Unlike Pitt's seemingly detached approach, Aniston didn't shy away from confronting the devastation of the divorce. She emphasized the importance of not letting it define her. Her resilience through those tough times stood in sharp contrast to Pitt's more laid-back attitude, illustrating the different ways they were navigating their separate paths after the end of their marriage. A surprising revelation, 6 years later. 6 years after Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt split, things took an unexpected turn when Brad made some eyebrow-raising remarks that caused quite a commotion. Pitt considered his life during an interview with journalist Dotson Rader and said, "It became quite evident to me that I was keen on trying to find a movie about an intriguing life, but I was not leading an interesting life personally. I believe my marriage to Aniston had some bearing on this. I was acting as though the marriage was something it was not." These comments immediately provoked reaction akin to a lead balloon. Media and supporters grabbed Pitt's statements right after, reading them as a jab at Aniston and implying that their life together had been anything but inspirational. Pitt hurried to undo his remarks after realizing the inferno he had unintentionally started. Emphasizing, "Jen is a very caring, loving, and amusing lady who remains my friend," he stated. "It grieves me that this was read this way. I respect this relationship very highly." Pitt clarified, "The point I was trying to make was not that Jen was dull, but that I was becoming dull to myself. And I bear whole responsibility for that as well." Still, despite his best attempts, the reaction just seemed to get more severe. Many felt he was avoiding the true problem and not facing whether he found his marriage to Aniston unsatisfactory directly. It seemed as though he was avoiding responsibility for his previous remarks by turning the emphasis on his own inertia. Pitt later praised his life with Angelina Jolie, which only served to heighten rumors that his remarks were a comparison between the two relationships, further worsening the situation. He said in the same interview that he felt fulfilled with Jolie. "I put much more emphasis on being a satisfied man now. Making real decisions, discovering Angie, the lady I love, and creating a family I much value makes me happy. A family is a dangerous journey since the loss is more the more love one has," he went on, "but that is the trade-off, and I will take it all. One of the greatest, smartest things I ever did was give my kids Angie as their mom," Pitt said, unable to contain his delight over their life together. "She is a really outstanding mother. Oh wow, I really am glad to have her. Oh wow, I really am glad to have her." His views on Aniston against Jolie were quite different, and it most definitely caught attention. Fast forward to now, and it seems the drama is still underway. After their divorce, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are enmeshed in fierce legal conflicts. Pitt has now chosen to break his silence on this whirlpool of rumors of a possible reconciliation with Aniston, which have swept the media among this anarchy. A roller coaster of feelings. Brad and Jennifer reunion. Brad Pitt at 60 breaks silence on Jennifer Aniston at last. Aniston recently broke off her marriage to Justin Theroux, and viewers were keen to find out whether Hollywood's former golden couple will be reunited. Pitt's attendance at Aniston's star-studded 50th birthday celebration, which featured well-known attendees including George Clooney, Reese Witherspoon, and Robert Downey Jr., speculation grew more intense. Since that he attended the party, there were whispers of a revived romance, particularly since Aniston's public breakup from Theroux followed soon afterward. Pitt and Aniston's amicable interaction behind the Screen Actors Guild Awards in 2020 heightened hopes for a reunion. Their friendly exchange went viral, and many saw it as evidence of a romantic reconciliation. Even more fueling the suspicions, the two later participated in a virtual table read of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, playing characters engaged in a sexual scene. Their lighthearted conversation during the reading just heightened the conjecture. Pitt addressed the rumors when a paparazzo asked him whether he and Aniston were getting back together, even although others still believed in a possible reconciliation. Taken aback, he smiled and simply said, "Oh my God," lightly discounting the concept without outright rejecting it. Pitt has made clear in more recent interviews, nevertheless, that he and Aniston have a pleasant and encouraging relationship. Declaring her a good friend, he has shown his respect for her talent and professionalism. Pitt constantly minimized any love conjecture, stressing that they had moved on with their lives and were on friendly relations despite the positive comments. Rumors about Pitt and Aniston's connection started to diminish eventually, particularly when word leaked out about Pitt's engagement with jewelry designer Inez de Ramon. As Brad Pitt opens up about his past with Jennifer Aniston, fans are left reflecting on their journey together. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on your favorite stars.